We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Now we came to chapter 4 in second Canto. Sutta, it is the process of creation is the topic. This is also an important topic because it is Lila of Krishna. Sutta Uvach. Vaya Saker iti vachas tattva nishchayam atmanah upadharya matim Krishna autareya satim vyadhat. Sutta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Shukadev Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. Self means we are eternal servant of Krishna. So when one understands this, then automatically he will have concentration upon Lord Krishna with faith. Atma Jaya Sutagara Pashu Dravina Bandushu Raje Chavikale Nityam Virudam Mamatam Jahom. Maharaj Parikshit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. It is possible only in this way. When one gets attraction for Krishna, then that will remove that illusion. It will remove that illusion. Then you can have no attachment for these non-eternal things. But you have to be disillusioned first by the grace of Krishna. Jnanis, Buddhists, yogis, they also try to renounce these worldly things, give up attachment, because they know if one is attached, then this is causing suffering. So they're just negating, trying to give up. But that will be only temporary. Up to some point, temporary. Later on in Bhagavatam it will come. Sobari Rishi, he was a great Jnani. He did 10,000 years tapasya, Jnana, to become renounced. But in the water he saw sex relation with fishes. Then he got attracted and the desire came in him and he came out, gave up practice and married 50 daughters of Mandata. Vishwamitra also 60,000 years tapasya, yoga. But he became attracted to Urvashi. No, Menaka, and he was with her. So unless one gets that attraction for Krishna, it is impossible. Later on also in Bhagavatam, that history of Jajati Maharaj is there. He came to this conclusion. After 1,000 years of sexual enjoyment with his wife, and he was a king with all opulence and all enjoyment available, 1,000 years. And he then came to his senses. It is not possible to fulfill lust in this way. It is like pouring ghee on fire, thinking it will extinguish the fire. It will not. It will only increase the fire. So that desires are not fulfilled and more trouble is coming. So this is not the procedure. Then he surrendered to Krishna, then he could give up by the grace of Krishna, getting higher taste. Also Sobari Rishi, when he married 50 daughters of Mandata, he also, after enjoying so much, he made by his yogic powers the palaces very opulent and 50, and he was enjoying, but he came to senses that it is not possible to get happiness like that, and he also remembered, I did tapasya, but I did wrong. Then he became devotee, he went to forest, and his wives followed also. They also became devotees. Also Jajati Maharaja's wife, Devayani, she also became devotee. After Jajati Maharaj explained to her, this is the thing. And Vishwamitra, they realized practically that that is not possible. So here it is mentioned because Maharaj Parikshit had wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, so he was able to give up attachment to non-eternal things. And this illusory perception, this is mine, and I will enjoy perpetually, not knowing this is all temporary. No one can keep house, wife, all this, no one can keep. It will all perish in due course of time. So this is all illusory. But one cannot come to such understanding and cannot give up because we are in illusion. That is why we are running after that. But only by the grace of Krishna, when one surrenders, he can see through this. One animal, ignorant animal, is running after phantasmagoria in desert, thinking there is water, and then will die. So like that, we are in illusion. We think I will be happy by getting this, by keeping this, all these things. It is all illusion. But you cannot be free of this illusion. You cannot see what is the reality unless you surrender to Krishna. So he was able to do this because of hearing about Krishna from Shukadeva Goswami and having that attraction. So our Parangurudev also told that example of Jajati Maharaj. If you pour ghee to fire, it will increase. But Parangurudev said, if you pour a huge quantity of ghee, like 1000 kilo of ghee at a time to fire, then that fire will be extinguished. So if we get craving for the absolute whole, means Krishna, his absolute whole, complete reality, that is huge. So if we get craving for absolute whole, all knowledge, all existence, all bliss, Supreme Lord, that will be like pouring huge quantity of ghee, that will extinguish the fire of this lusty desires. Other desires will remove because of this desire. And our Gurudev also gave example, if you have one like water in some pot or something, or one tank, then it is very difficult to put out the water. But if you drop heavy things into that water, then those heavy things will drive out all the water forever. Like that, Parikshit Maharaj, he imbibed in his heart heavy thoughts. Heavy thoughts means Krishna, complete reality. That is like some very heavy thing. So all those Maic thoughts, which are light, will be purged out. But if our Gurudev also gave example. If you are in darkness and you say, go away, darkness, it will not go away. You may beat or threaten, go away, darkness. It will not go away. But when light will come, automatically darkness will go. Like that, when you imbibe Krishna in your heart, then everything else will be automatically removed. Only artificially trying to renounce, like yogis, jnanis, Buddhists, it will not work. But to get this attraction of Krishna, we need association of bona fide devotee who has that attraction. In his association, our mind can go there, and this will remove all illusion and all other desires. Parikit Maharaj got it. Ambarish Maharaj also got it by sadhana. Proper sadhana, Ambarish Maharaj gradually also got it. He, although he was a legal owner of the whole world, legal, and also not by vote. He was monarch not by vote, that after 4 years he will be again elected or not. And also in this election so much cheating is going on. They are not really elections. But he was sole owner of the whole world. Constitutional, that means monarch, no one can drive him out. But because he was doing bhajan and he got direct contact with Krishna, he was disillusioned and he saw this whole world, this whole property. He had no attachment. He saw it is like a lump of earth, no value, nothing. Why? Because he had contact with Krishna. So only having something positive means Krishna, one can renounce naturally all other things. Our Gurudev also gave example that molasses, gur, molasses. In India, there is one low quality molasses called, our Gurudev also gave the name, trikal. It has some sweetness because it is coming from that plant. But some other things are also there mixed, and that is not good for health. So someone will take that low quality of molasses, he will take, because at least some sweetness is there. And someone will say, this is very bad for your health, you should not take it. Then he may say outwardly, yes, I will not take, yes, you are right. But secretly he will take. Why? Because some sweetness is there. But if you give him proper mishri, that is sugar candy in English. Mishri is Bengali or Sanskrit, mishri. That final refined that sugar, and that is also healthy, that mishri in Ayurveda they are using for certain things, mishri. So if you give him that, then naturally, without difficulty, he will stop taking that molasses. Why? Because he got better sweetness. Otherwise, secretly he will take that. So like that, unless we get the taste of service of Krishna, we cannot give up other desires. Papracha chemam evartham yan mam prichatha satama Krishnanubhava Shravane Shradadhanu Mahamanah Samstam Vigyaya Sanyasya Karma Traivargikam Chayat Vasudeve Bhagavati Atma Bhavam Dridam Gata. Very nice. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikit, constantly wrapped in thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna, and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. So Krishna Anubhava Shravana is very attentive to hear. And he could give up sannyasa, all this, Traivargikam, because of that. Atma Bhavan Dridamgata, very firm. He was very firm in that. Because he was drinking the nectar of Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is no different from Krishna, all bliss. And he was hearing with devotion, so he got that taste. Later we will come to know, even Shukadev Goswami requested him, "Oh, Raja, king, you take some rest, you drink something, you take some food." Then Parikshit Maharaj said, "No, I don't feel any necessity for this. I am drinking the nectar of your Harikatha. I feel no necessity for that. I know it is very difficult to tolerate hunger, thirst, everything, but I don't require. Because of drinking your Harikatamrita." Rajovach. Samichinam vacho brahman sarvagyasya tavanagha tamo vishiryate mahyam harer katha yatah katham. Maharaj Parikshit said, "O learned Brahmana, you know everything because you are without material contamination. There are no dirtiness, so you can see clearly all things." So he knows everything. "Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of the Lord. Hare Kathayata Katham." This of Supreme Lord. Harikatha you are speaking, and it is removing my darkness. Bhuya eva vivitsami Bhagavan Atmamaya Yathedam Srijate Vishwam Durvibhavyam Adi Shwarei. I beg to know from you how the personality of Godhead, by his personal energies, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods. Yatha Gopayate Vibhur Yatha Samyachate Puna Yam Yam Shakti Mupashritya Puru Shakti Parah Puman. Atmanam Krirayan Kriran Karoti Vikaroti Cha. Kindly describe how the Supreme Lord, who is all-powerful, engages his different energies in different expansions in maintaining and again winding up the phenomenal world in the sporting spirit of a player. You will find there in Vedanta Sutra also Loka Tulila Kaivaram, yes. There it is explained Lokavatu lila kaivalam, something like the one sutra is there, that this is his lila of Supreme Lord. That Brahma is there in Madan Sutra. This world is only his lila, one of his lilas. And that all explanations given there. Someone may think then how he can be creator, then he has some desire or some necessity, or like so many arguments. But ultimately Siddhanta is, it is one his lila, like someone is playing out of happiness, is playing and no other necessity. Nunam Bhagavato Brahman Harir Adbhuta Karmanah Dirvi Bhavyam Iva Bhati Kavi Chapi Cheshtitam. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental activities of the Lord are all wonderful, and they appear inconceivable because even great endeavors by many learned scholars have still proved insufficient for understanding them. You cannot know by scholarship, only through revelation. Devotees they can see by Krishna's grace. Yatha gunamstu prakriter yugapat kramashopiva bibharti burishastveka kurvan karmani janma bhi. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is one. Whether he alone acts with the modes of material nature or simultaneously expands in many forms or expands consecutively to direct the modes of nature, vichikitsitam etan me bravitu bhagavan yatha shabde brahmani nishnata parasminscha bhavan khalu. Kindly clear up all these doubtful inquiries, because you are not only vastly learned in the Vedic literatures and self-realized in transcendence, but are also a great devotee of the Lord and are therefore as good as the personality of Godhead. This is also in 11th Canto. Prabhupada Muni said to Nimi Maharaj, Tasmad Guru Prapadeta Jigyasa Shreutamam Shabde Pare Chanishnatam Brahmani Upasamashrayam. You should go to bona fide Guru and inquire from him about your highest welfare, Uttama Shreya Uttama. And he should be Nishnata, means expert or realized, Shabde Pare Chanishnata, Brahmani Upasamashrayam. Expert in all Shastra and also realized. So here also, Shabde Brahmani Nishnata. You are, Shukadeva Goswami, you are realized. Here, Nishnata, Sai Maharaj telling, fully realized. That type of devotee. We have to take shelter. Sutta Uvach. Iti upamantrito ragya gunanu katane hare Hrishikesham anusmritya prativaktum prachakrame. Sutta Goswami said, when Shukadev Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses Shri Krishna And to reply properly, he spoke thus. This is important. Granter Arambe Kori Mangalacharan Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan Tiner Smaran. Tiner Smaran Hoy Bigna Vinashan Anaise Hoy Nijo Banchita Puran. Before writing any scripture or before speaking Harikatha, one has to remember Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan, pray for their grace, so that transcendental knowledge may descend to him, and he will speak to serve Krishna. Krishna will hear that, because Krishna will bless, Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan bless with devotion, and with that devotion you will speak what will descend, and they will hear. Then that will be actual Harikatha. Otherwise, without devotion, no one can speak Harikatha. It may outwardly seem he's speaking about Krishna, but that is not Krishna. Like someone may chant Mahamantra, but that will not be actual Krishna's name, unless he is surrendered soul, devotee. That name will not appear. Harikatha will not appear. You will find, I saw in South India, they have some competition. On YouTube you will find. I was surprised. They have competition in speaking Harikatha. Like who will better speak and fast and like this. So what is the target there? Who will win that contest? That is the target. It is not a service of Krishna. Otherwise, why you will compete? Who will better speak Harikatha? One devotee, he speaks Harikatha for the satisfaction of Krishna. He is not interested in any worldly victory like this. But if someone is competing, means his target is to win. So that is not actually Harikatha. It cannot be. Although they are speaking about Krishna from Bhagavatam, giving shlokas, very nice, all this, but it is not Harikatha. Because target is something else. In Navadip also there was one speaker of Bhagavatam. He was speaking Bhagavatam to earn money to maintain his family. And he was very nicely speaking, and with that music and tampura and everything. So very attractive for people, and they would come and listen. So he thought, if Gorkishore Das Babaji also will come to my Bhagavatam, then it will be even more famous, so more people will come, more money will come. So he tried to bring Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj to hear Harikatha. But Babaji Maharaj never went. So that person one time, he organized his Bhagavad Katha there in the same spot where Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj was staying, so that it would look like as if Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj came to his Harikatha. Because he never came. So then that Bhagavatam was going on and he finished, then he went. Then Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj told to his followers, those who were with him, now you please clean this place here. With cow urine and cow dung, you purify this. Then they were surprised. Why Babaji Maharaj? Here Bhagavatam was spoken. It's very auspicious. What is more auspicious than this? Why we have to clean this place? Then Gorkishwar Das Babaji Maharaj said, you heard Bhagavatam? I didn't hear Bhagavatam. I only heard money, 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 money. Because his target was money. So there is no Krishna. Other people, they may think he's speaking all shlokas of Bhagavatam and Radha Krishna and all this he's speaking very attractively. But those who are realized souls, they see there is no Krishna here. Because who can have contact with Krishna? One who is surrendered to Krishna, he wants to serve him for his satisfaction, he can only have connection with Krishna. If someone has enjoying spirit, he will come in contact with matter. You cannot enjoy Krishna. He is not object to be enjoyed. Impossible. He is supreme. No one can have contact with him by trying to exploit him. Only one who is surrendered to him through service, he can have contact. No one else. So outwardly, we may hear very nice kirtan, very beautiful and nice Bhagavatam, but a realized soul and Krishna, they know there is absolutely no Krishna there. And that will not have effect of Harikatha. So target is important. So if one is competing, who will win in the contest of speaking Harikatha, then this is another target. So yes, why I spoke this? Because here Shukadeva Goswami, after hearing request from Parikshit Maharaj, he first remembered Hrishikesh, Krishna, to invoke his causeless mercy, to pray for his causeless mercy. By his mercy, it is possible to speak about him. Otherwise not. By any worldly ego, or any like studying some scriptures with worldly ego and then thinking, now I know everything, now I will speak, without being surrendered, then that you cannot. That is why you will see all our acharyas. Before speaking Harikatha, they will pray with Jayadvani, with pranam mantras, and they will say, I bow down to my Gurudev, I pray for his causeless mercy and Vaishnavas, all this, give me strength. They will do this. One time our Gurudev told, some are saying, why Maharaj is spending 15 minutes before speaking Harikatha, all that, what is the necessity? Wasting time. Should speak. Why so many prayers and all this? Gurudev then explained, he is always in transcendental Harikatha. So always he is in the grace. For him not necessary. But to show to us by example that you cannot speak Harikatha just like that. It has to descend to be Harikatha. That will purify your heart and will inspire others for devotion. Otherwise not. It is not just you come there and you do speech to impress others. That is not Harikatha. So he said it is necessary to pray sincerely. So here we see he remembered, systematically remembered the master of the senses, Shri Krishna means Hrishikesh, and to reply properly he spoke thus. Shri Shuka Uvach Namah Parasmai Purushaya Bhuyase Sat Udbhava Stana Nirodalilaya Grihita Shakti Tritayaya Dehinam Antar Bhavayanu Palakshya Vartmane. Shukadev Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, for the creation of the material world, accepts the three modes of nature. He is the complete whole residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable. Bhuyo namah sadvrijina chide satam asambhavaya kila sattva murtaye pungsham punah paramahamsya ashrame vyavastitanam anumrigya dashushe. I again offer my respectful obeisances unto the forum of complete existence and transcendence, who is the liberator of the pious devotees from all distresses and the destroyer of the further advances in atheistic temperament of the non-devotee demons. He is destroying this, or those who are empowered by him. They can check or subdue these demoniac forces. So our Gurudev told we have to surrender to Krishna, that he's the only maintainer and he's the only protector. It is not that demons are only outside. Demons are within us, those evil tendencies. So we can be rescued from those evil tendencies only by the grace of Krishna. We have to submit to him. He is protector from kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all this within us. And Hiranyakashipu is within us. Desire for money, desire for sexual enjoyment, desire for name and fame. That is Hiranyakashipu. So that is within. So we have to pray to Nrishinga Bhagavan to kill, to remove that obstacle in devotion. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destinations. According to one's attraction, he will get certain destination. Krishna will give that. Vaikuntha or Ayodhya or Vrindavan and that rasa. Only Krishna can give that. Namo namaste stu rishabhaya sattvatam vidura kashtaya muhuh kuyoginam nirasta samyati shayena radasa swadhamani brahmani ramsya te namah. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto he who is the associate of the members of the Yadu dynasty and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. Because they want to exploit, and he comes as an obstacle to that. So he's a problem. He is the supreme enjoyer. That is the problem they have. They want to be enjoyer. They don't want to accept. The Krishna is supreme and only enjoyer. That our Gurudev gave that verse from Gita. Saragyanam prabhur cha eva cha aham hi sarvaya jnanam prabhur cha ahim sarvas aham saragyanam prabhur cha. That one verse is there. I am the master, I am the soul only, master and enjoyer of all sacrifices. So we may then, that is not fair. I want to enjoy. So then Krishna becomes my problem. Aham hi sarvaya jnanam bhokta prabhu cha eva cha. Yes, bhokta. I am the only enjoyer and master. Prabhu. of all sacrifices. So that is problematic. He is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and the spiritual worlds, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. Everything is his opulence. What we think we have is his. Even we ourselves are not our own. We are his opulence. We are his potency. Under the influence of illusion, we think, I am my own, I am independent, and I own some things. And therefore, I can enjoy. That is total illusion. Yat kirtanam, yat smaranam, yat ikshanam, yat vandanam, yat shravanam, yat arhanam, lokasya sadhyo vidunoti kalmasham, tasmai subhadra shravase namo namah. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all-auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrances, audience, that is darshan, yat ikshanam, to get his darshan, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer, because he is all auspicious. So taking darshan of his deity form, that is taking his darshan. So one can cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer. By devotion, all this karma, all this is destroyed. Vichakshana yach charano pasadanat sangam vyudasyo bhayatontaratmana vindanti hi brahma gatim gata klamas tasmai subhadra shravase namo namah. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all-auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existences, and without difficulty progress toward spiritual existence. Those who surrender to Krishna, they are highly intellectual. They know what is right, what is beneficial, and what is not. That is highest type of intelligence, to surrender to Krishna, because that is the only thing really beneficial. So they surrender, and by His grace they can cross all these things, and without difficulty they progress toward spiritual existence, natural existence. Tapasvino dana para yashasvino manasvino mantra vidah sumangala kshemam na vindanti vina yatarpanam tasmai subhadra shravase namo namah. See how much prayers Shukadeva Goswami is giving. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all-auspicious Lord Shri Krishna again and again. Again and again means eternally. He is eternally master, I am eternally his servant, so again and again. Because the great learned sages, it is not like I will bow down to get something and then, okay, my desire fulfilled, now no need of him. No. Again and again offering means Namo Namah. This means Namo Namah means again and again offering the eternal devotion. Because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of the Vedic hymns, And the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. All these processes in Vedas, they will not give proper fruit if they are not offered for the service of Krishna. The charity, then karma, those pious activities, then great philosophers means Gyanis, mystics, yogis, and those who are chanting for Vedas, the Brahmins, and followers of Vedic principles, Varna, Ashram, all this, they cannot achieve fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumba Yavana Kha Sadaya Ye Nieche Papayat Apashraya Shraya Shudyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Nama. Here I am also included. Kirata Huna Andra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumba Yavana, members of the Khasa races and even others addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So outside of Vedic regulation, Yavanas, these meat eaters, mlechas, all, and these tribal addicted to sinful acts. Outside of Vedic, addicted to sinful acts, they also can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord. His supreme power, like sun, he can absorb anything, any urine, anything, he will purify everything. Sun, he's so powerful. Like that, Krishna is all powerful. Whoever will surrender to him, he will get. Our Gurudev played this pastime when he came from the house, wanted to join the mat. He was not sure. So he came to mat and he submitted to Param Gurudev and told him, I have this indifference to this worldly life because I see it is all temporary. But at the same time, also I have some desire to enjoy. So I don't know whether it will be proper for me to join the mat in this state. Then Param Gurudev said, every conditioned soul in this world will have some weakness, will have some drawback, some weakness. This weakness was prominent, weakness. But Supreme Lord is all powerful. He has no any weakness, nothing lacking, not almighty. So if you take shelter of him, there is no fear. He can rescue you. All conditioned souls are having weakness, but Krishna has no weakness. So you take shelter of him. He can rescue anyone. He is all powerful. Here, Shukadeva Goswami is saying it is possible. Even those who are addicted to sinful acts, they can be purified by the grace of Krishna through his devotees. So then Gurudev said, I felt within my heart that Param Gurudev, he wants me to come to the mat. And then again, I said, I have another weakness. My father has special affection for me. Since my birth, he was always looking after me, I never demanded anything, but he automatically was giving, and he was paying for my education and all this. So he has many expectations and like this. So if I will just go, then he will become distressed, disturbed. So I will commit sin by not doing my duty to my father. I will commit sin. So how this weakness I have? Then Parangudev said, Sarva dharman prityaja mam ekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashacha. Krishna is telling, you give up all your relative duties and you exclusively surrender unto me. Before, Krishna said everyone has to do their own dharma. It's better to die than not to do dharma. But now he says, Sarva dharma prityaja. Why? Because that is relative dharma. According to that level of consciousness, you have certain duties for gradual purification. But here Krishna is telling, you actually belong to me. You are mine. You are my internal servant. You have only one duty. You have duty to serve me. Not so many duties. And by serving me, you will not incur any sin. Like watering at the root of tree, whole tree is nourished automatically. So by serving Krishna, all duties are automatically performed. Everyone will get, because Krishna will distribute everything to everyone. So Krishna is giving guarantee, you will not commit any sin. I will rescue you from all sins by not doing any other relative dharmas if you engage in my service. You surrender unto me. So Parangurudev told him, not only you will not do any sin to your father, but more you will do actual good to him. If you will engage yourself in the service of Krishna as he wants, according to his desire, that will be beneficial to your father. Not only you will not do anything wrong to your father, you will do eternal good to your father. So then Gurudev felt that Parangurudev wants him to come to join the mat, and he got that strength, and then he came. And later on also family members of Gurudev, they came to take him away from the mat, but Parangurudev sent him to Midnapur. Before they came, already Parangurudev knew, by the grace of Krishna, Krishna is everywhere. So Parangurudev suddenly, he said to Gurudev, you go quickly, take from the back door, you go and you go to that Midnapur, not explaining him why. He just said, you go quickly, now you go. Then later on, Gurudev came to know that 40 members of his family came, his father and other uncles and other relatives and sisters, and even they brought that girl with whom Gurudev will have to get married. They came, 40 members, to take him. But Parangurudev knew, because he's one with Krishna, personal associate of Krishna, he's non-different manifestation, bona fide Guru, grace incarnate for him. He knew they are coming, so he sent Gurudev to Midnapur, and Gurudev was rescued. He said, that time I did not know. Later they told me. But then later on, because Gurudev was doing bhajan sincerely, Later on, many of his family relatives, including his sisters and others, they became also devotees and they became disciples of Gurudev, his sisters and some other those relatives. Why? Because Gurudev sincerely doing so, they all got benefited. So here, even those who are addicted to sinful acts, they can also be purified if they take shelter of Supreme Lord. Taking shelter of his pure devotees, they will teach us how to surrender. Then we will do actual good to us and also to everyone else. But by separately trying to benefit, that will not work. Tomorrow we will share.